So guys, that was how I was not only deported, but I had to repeat language course again on top of everything. So how did I find myself back in my home country 3 days after I left to study? Guys, I think about at that point guys, it felt like my world had ended, my world crashed, like everything. I was like, God, please, why? He was like, why me? See, Nigerians never mind their business. Nigerians cannot mind their business. It's like it's something in our blood. We do not mind our business. So everybody will be like, I come back home and I didn't want to go out because it's like everybody will be asking, I thought you would travel. It was horrible. I got back and my mom just looked at me. Mamachka. Like, thinking about this thing, it's getting me emotional again. My mom just looked at me. My mom asked me. The problem now was that it wasn't just that the invitation was expiring. If that invitation expired, I would be banned from entering the country for about 5 years. So let's just say, forget about your study there if you wanted to study there. Little did I know. Little did I know that return ticket, you people. Little did I know that return ticket, I was going to use it in a couple of days after I got back in to start my first year. I said I was starting first year. Hi guys. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Lola Lolita. If you see me for the very first time, let me say welcome. If you're a returning subscriber, a round of applause for you guys. Welcome back, guys. You guys are the real OG. Thanks for tuning in again. Today is another day, a new video. It's a story time again today, guys. I've been enjoying the story times I've been doing on this channel. They've been fun. So today's story time is going to be how I was deported from Russia back to my home country based on things that were not, circumstances that were not exactly my fault, or like, yeah, I would explain what I mean by I'm using deported because, oh my goodness, guys, this story is juicy. But anyway, guys, I do videos about studying in Australia, studying in Russia, student life basically, because I studied in Russia for a little bit. And yes, so now today is one of the videos about studying in Russia, right? My experience and all of those things. So you guys should sit back, you know what, grab some popcorn, some chocolate, whatever it is that you have around, because it's a juicy story, you know. So grab your popcorn and let's get right into it. So like I said, I think I've said it, click on that subscribe button if I haven't. Click on the subscribe button, click on the bell next to it so you're the first to know when I upload a new video. You don't want to be missing videos from me. Okay, look at this baby girl. Look at this gorgeousness on your screen and you want to be missing out. What? We are not doing that. It's not allowed. Okay, now let's get right into the rest of the video. So guys, so how did I find myself back in my home country 3 days after I left for Russia to study? Guys, I think about this thing and wow, like, it is crazy how it happened in a flash. It wasn't even funny. So this was what happened. I was a private student while I was studying in Russia, and I'll give you why I just said that. So for private students, I did my language course in one school, right? PATFAC. And then I have videos about PATFAC. I don't know which one will go up first, but you guys will see it up here. I did my PATFAC, my language course first, and then I finished my language course. And it was time for me to get into my first year. And what happened? I realized, like, in my the uni I did my language course, they didn't have the course I wanted to study, and I was like, you know what, I need to look for other schools. So I found another school in another city, and then I applied. I had to go in to write exams in another city. I wrote the exams, I passed, and it was now time for visa. So the thing is, if you're a private student, when you go to the Nigerian embassy in Nigeria to get your visa for your study, you get visa for the university you are going to. So I was going to Belgorodski. I don't know. Was it the Begete? No, Belgorodski Gasudarstveni Universitet, right? I went to Begeu, or was it Begeteu? There was Begeu, there was Begeteu. This was years ago. Yeah, almost 10 years ago, or over 10 years ago. So I went to Begeu. In short, I went to so I did my language course in one school, and then it was time to move to another. Okay, so what I was saying was, I'm so sorry guys, I'm all over the place. What I was saying was, I finished my course. It was almost time to finish my course, right? So I went to write exam in another city, but the problem was that the new city, I need to get a new visa, and I can only get a visa in Nigeria. Okay, so guys, as I was saying, it was time to so yeah, if you go to Nigerian embassy in Nigeria, I was going to Belgorod, right? A city, there was a school that I was going to for my language course, and then the visa that was stamped for me was for that school. So it was like, okay, the school is responsible for you kind of when you are there. Okay, so if you are leaving that school, you need to get another visa, so the name of the school changes, so the name of the school on your visa changes. So I was moving from Belgorod all the way to Samara, different cities, different regions, right? Okay, so it was like you have to go back home, get a new visa, and then come back. So I finished my language course somewhere in July, end of July thereabout, and then it was August. And if you're studying in Russia, schools resume September regardless. It does not matter. It doesn't matter whether it is a Sunday or it's a Monday. They do not care. You are going to school. 1st of September, everybody's back in school. So so it was August. I had to go back home. I went back home in August. I remember it was August. It was August 2012, and then I had to go back home to get a new visa to come back to Samara to start my study, my first year. I finished language, right? Okay. I got back home, and then I had to like do all the documentations all over again. Okay, I remember before I got back home, I called my mom and I was like, okay, this is what's going on. So I was like, okay, like I called my parents, they were like, no problem, just come back, right? So before I came back, my mom already went to make inquiries. She went to the embassy to ask the people there, you know, the way the people at the embassy, they feel like they are God. I don't understand those receptionists or whatever they are. So my mom went to ask this guy. The guy was like, oh, like she has to get all the documents again, like NDLEA, police character, police reports, medicals, and everything all over again. I was like, what? So I went back home. We started trying to get on it as soon as possible, right? And what happened? I did all of that, and then I managed to get, okay, and I went to the embassy to write the exam and to get the new visa. I got there, and then the man that my mom went to our school, the man was like, you didn't even need to do this again. And then he just gave the man the document, and the man, he explained to the man, oh, I had issues because of change of school, whatever, and then the stuffs were delayed. I had to also wait. When I got back home, I had to wait for invitation from my new school, right, before I could go to the embassy. Invitation lasts 90 days. So all of those things kind of took time. School had already started. I was missing out already. And then I sure got my visa, right? And because the time I spent so much time trying to get NDLA and all those documents, so my invitation was almost expiring, right? So I still, like, when I went to Belgorod, it wasn't a problem. So the thing is, Russia is so big that different regions have different rules. So when I was in Belgorod, I remember when I came in, my invitation, the 90 days invitation, I think I had a couple of days left, or maybe a maximum 1 week left or something like that. It wasn't a problem. They extended it for me, like they were able to do my student visa, right? And then I was thinking it was going to be the same thing. I went to my new city. I got back to, I think I left again, maybe, I can't even remember when I left again. I don't know, whether October. I think I left either October or November, right? I was like, okay, I packed my bags, everything, bought tickets. Thank goodness, guys, that we bought return ticket. So my parents got me return ticket. They're just like, okay, like you come back home for summer or something like that, right? Little did I know. Little did I know that return ticket, you people. Little did I know that return ticket, I was gonna use it in a couple of days after I got back into Russia to start my first year. I said I was starting first year. So I got back and it was like, I think it was November. I can't even remember one month. And I went to the school, international department. I was like, oh, I'm back. I'm supposed to start my first year, blah, blah, blah. And the woman just looked at me like this. Her name is Tatiana. I remember Tatiana. I'm sure she's still there. Tatiana looked at me and she was like, oh, I'm sorry. Like your invitation is about to expire. So we can actually not extend your visa. We can't get you a new visa. I was like, you guys must be joking. You must be joking. Guys, I ran around. I went to everywhere because the immigration she was linked to the international department. I ran everywhere I could run to. I ran to where, because remember I had to write exams before I traveled back to Nigeria. I passed the exams and then I was starting the new course. I ran to where I wrote the exams. I talked to them. The lady called. She was like, we've given her admission. Why are you not doing a visa? Blah, blah, blah. And then Tatiana was explaining to them that, okay, like my invitation is ending soon and there's nothing she can do about it. I think if I was going to do it, we had to pay a fine, a whole lot of money, like over 100,000 rubles. No one got that money. I think the school would have to pay the fine, right? And the school wasn't willing to spend that much on me. You know, I don't blame them anyway. So, and Tatiana was like, and then that's the thing, the invitation was not expired. No, I got in and it was like 3 days before the invitation expired. And Tatiana was like, oh, I'm sorry, we can't extend it. It's too close. I was like, but when I was in the other city, it wasn't a problem. She's like, it's a different city, it's a different region, different rules. There's nothing I can do about it. And that was it. Hey, God, I was panicking. I called my mom. I called everyone I knew. Hey, Jesus. And then that's the worst part. I came and they were like, you have to go back. I'm like, what the hell? What the hell? You guys must be joking. I mean, I was excited. I was starting first year again. We've done part 5. It's time to start first year and you're telling me I'm going on. You are saying what? And that's the problem. The problem now was that it wasn't just that the invitation was expiring. If that invitation expired and I was still in Russia, I would be banned from entering the country for about 5 years. So let's just say, forget about your study there if you wanted to study there. And so I had to pack my bag and leave. Like I was doing strong get, I was doing Akija. I'm like, no, there has to be a solution. I went from this department to this department. Maybe I don't know anywhere. People were like, just get up, go around and ask, don't sit in the room. Me, I was there crying. I wasn't even, and then the funny thing is I didn't have my own accommodation here because the room I was supposed to stay when I came in, it was still occupied. Someone was supposed to leave, but the person had not left. I was now squatting with a friend of a friend, right? And oh my goodness, guys, there's nothing as painful as this. I repeat it again. Anything with visa issues, I always run away because I know what it was like to spend all that money, and then I wasn't the one spending the money. But you know what I mean. Like my parents spent that much money, and I had to go back. So it was like I came in. You guys should just imagine the jet lag. I came into Russia. Let's say I came in on a Wednesday. By Saturday morning, it was time for me to go back. By Saturday, I had to have left Russia. I had to have left Russian territory. So it was Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I had to have left. So, and that's the thing, guys. It wasn't like there was a flight from my city, Samara. I had to fly into Moscow, and then from Moscow board an international flight leaving Nigeria. So my parents was like, they were just like, okay, come back home at least so your visa doesn't expire. I'll not even have the chance to come in for another few years, because once you have visa issues with immigration issues is always a problem. So it was time to leave. I packed my bag, crying in tears. I'm like, God, is this how I'll not go to school? At that point, it was like the end of the world for me. I was like, is this how I'll not go to school? No school for me. Like, and then at that point, I stayed home for like 2 years. And most of my classmates or when people finished high school together, everybody was like done with first year, second year or whatever. And me, I was just like, I'd already people were like in their 3rd year because I did language course 1 year extra again. So that was like 3 years later after I'd finished secondary school. I was like, oh my god, it was crazy. The pain, guys. I was just like, no, I don't want to go home. Guys, I didn't have a choice. Excuse me. I did not have a choice, my people. I packed my bag. In fact, I had not even unpacked. I just zipped my box up literally at this point. Took a taxi to Moscow. So that was what I was saying. Thankfully, we bought a return ticket. So the agent that helped us with buying the return ticket, she was just like, go back to the Emirates counter. Guys, I love Emirates. She was like, go back to the Emirates counter. Go back to Emirates counter and talk to them. Tell them you need to leave as soon as possible. You need to change your flight date. So I put the return flight to somewhere. I like summer, and I was thinking I'll go home for summer holiday. I'm sure the universe was like, God was like, my dear, you're not going anywhere. Don't worry about it. But just try to buy the return ticket. I bought the return ticket and so I went back to Moscow. I got a flight to Moscow. I got to Moscow and then I went to the Emirates register. I'm like, I need to leave today because like you guys need to find me a seat or whatever. They ended up finding me a seat. They saw my visa like it was expiring, so they found me a seat. Thankfully, there was a seat at least for them to find me, because if not, I'd have been stuck or I'd have had to start looking to book another ticket or whatever. So I was able to leave Russia. I left before the visa expired. Like visa would have expired like 12 o'clock, right? I left like that night, thereabouts, and guys, it was crazy. I got back home, I was bawling, I was in tears, I was crying, it was horrible. I got back and my mom just looked at me. Mamachka. Like thinking about this thing, it's getting me emotional again. My mom just looked at me. My mom hugged me. She's like, don't worry, everything will be okay. It will be fine. And it was later on actually. And then I ended up spending a couple of months at home again. So guys, remember I had to go and get documents first. I went back again. I think I went to embassy again. This crazy man was like, you need to do all of these things all over again. I did it again. I got there. It was the same thing that happened before. And then the Russian that was supposed to even stamp the visa, the consulate, didn't even look at all these documents. He just stamped it. And that was like, I don't know, I started doing the documents immediately. I got back home again. So that invitation, I got back home, I had to go through this process again, wait for another invitation for them to send, blah blah blah. And then I did all of that, and then I went to the embassy. I got the visa stamped, and thankfully I was able to buy my ticket ASAP. So I ended up leaving in March 2013. So you guys, I stayed home for like 6 months. I got home in August, September, October, November, December, January, February, March. So I didn't leave until March 2013. And that was how I had missed a lot. So school started September, so I had missed 5 months of school. They had even finished like first semester. They were going into they were in second semester already. So I know I got there this same Tatiana was like, if you want to catch up again, you can, right? But if not, like it will be hard. I have to write all the exams by myself, read and everything. It was just a lot of stress. I was like, no, I'm not going to get into my first year. Well, I've been at home for 6 months. I kind of lost my Russian language. I wasn't as good as I was before because it wasn't the same. I wasn't interacting like that. So I was just like, you know what, I guess I have to do language again. So guys, that was how I was not only deported, but I had to repeat language course again on top of everything. So I repeated, I had to do language course again. So I started in March. By July we were done. I'll be June, April, May, June, July. So I did like 3-4 months of language course just to have something to do, because you can't be in the country and not be doing anything on student visa, right? So I did language course again. It was like a refresher course for me, and I did it for like 3-4 months. And then it was summer holiday, and then I now had to start my first year in September of 2013. Guys, it was crazy because all of that, at that point I was mad. I was mad at everybody, everything. I was mad at God. I'm like, God, why did you let this happen to me? Why did my visa expire? Why did I have to leave like that? And everything was just a whole mess. And I was just thinking about how all my mates were moving forward and I was just stagnant at a spot. But what I would like to say, if you don't pick anything from this, is like, this is something in my language, like, do not walk with other people's clock. Like, destinies are different, your story is different, your destination is even different. So do not think because you started late you would not still fulfill your destiny, or you will not catch up with your peers or whatever. Everybody's time is different, and that's exactly what happened. So I went back, I started my course, I graduated, and I finished, even though it was way later, years later. But I did what? I am here. I finished my bachelor's, and guys, this is crazy. I cannot believe like this. Like, looking back then, it didn't make any sense to me. But having to have like that one extra year where I had to having to have that one extra year where I had to like repeat things, kind of, it opened other doors for me, if that makes any sense. I'll talk about that later, maybe in another video. But yeah, that was the story of how I was deported from Russia 3 days later, and then I had to do what? I had to repeat my language course again before I could start my first year. So yeah, I would say I was deported because I did not leave. I left against my will. So yeah, so that was the story. It was heartbreaking because I got back home and people were like, you're back already. So yeah, that's another thing. People see, Nigerians never mind their business. Nigerians cannot mind their business. It's like it's something in our blood. We do not mind our business. So everybody will be like, I got back home and I didn't want to go out because it's like everybody will be asking, I thought you traveled, or I thought you went to school, or you're not going to school. Your mates are in school now. Why are you not in school? I'm like, people, please, I have what I'm going through already. Can you please mind your business? But yeah, it was what it was. And I remember I got back home and I ran to Ibadan. We were based in Ota, right? I went to Ibadan. My sisters lived in Ibadan. Like, 2 of my sisters were in Ibadan at that point, so I just ran to live with them because I needed to leave my familiar environment. So everybody was asking me, are you not going to school? Are you not this? I could not deal with that. So I told my mom I wanted to go, and my mom was like, go and ask your father. And then Popsi was like, okay, no problem, go. I went, and thank God, I needed that break at that point in time. I stayed with my sisters and it was fun. It was good, yeah. So I needed that break. I explored Ibadan a little bit, and yeah, thank God. Like, things happen, guys. Things happen, and it can be crazy. Things you do not expect, and yeah, life would not always be the way you want it to be. But here I am now. Baby girl is popping. I am doing okay. I am fine. Even at that point, guys, it felt like my world had ended. My world crashed. Like, everything. I was like, God, please. Why? He was like, why me after I'd gone through, struggled to try and get visa, after I didn't get the visa the first time I applied, because it was my fault. I didn't have the right documents, and then it was like, okay, I went again, and then I came back, and just a lot of issues. If I look back, it would have been like, maybe the universe was even telling me, auntie, please do not go to Russia and study. But I was very stubborn. Like, I told my parents, this is what I want, please. Can you please just support my dream? This is what I want to study. And I'm grateful I was able to. I'm grateful for everyone that has helped me along this journey. It was a crazy period in my life, but here I am, and things have happened, and I'm grateful to God. So whatever it is you are going through, my darling, whatever phase it is where it feels like it's the end of the road, please do not give up. Do not give up. I am here to encourage you, to tell you things would work out, everything would be okay. All right. So on that note, this story time is long, but I hope you guys enjoyed it and picked 1 or 2 things from it. And on that note, I will be signing out. I'll be ending this video here. Thank you. If you're still here, thank you also so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it. Subscribe, like, share, comment. I bring you interesting videos, and Lola, I think I should just start calling myself Lolita. I'm a baby girl. Lolita will see you in our next video. Okay, I'll see you all in my next video. Right? Thank you all so much for watching. I love you all. God be with you. God bless you all. Everything will be okay. You got this. And leave me comments below. Did you have visa issues? Did you have problems with your visa? Were there problems and all of that? Anyway, I'll see you all later. Mwah, 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 mwah. Bye, my love. See you in my next video. I don't even want to go like Whew. Bye guys. Mwah.